Hi everyone. So I apologize for not having an intro. I'm just super busy right now trying to get videos up and then also getting back into the swing of things with school. But I have a ton of different eyeshadow palettes that I'm going to be going through today. This is not my entire collection, but I figured I would just start small and then kind of work my way through the collection. And I think like just a couple of these have not only eyeshadows, but a couple of face kind of products as well. So they're kind of like a mixture. But if you are interested in watching this declutter, then let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so the first thing that I have is this palette right here. This is by NYX, and it is the Go-To palette. So looking at the inside, first off, I just love NYX palettes in general. Like, they're one of my favorite drugstore palettes. I have not used this a ton, which looking at it, I feel like is really weird because this is one of those palettes that just really screams my name. I think probably part of the problem is that these are all shimmer eyeshadows. Even this one right here that looks more matte has a little tiny bit of reflex in it. So it's not going to be necessarily something that I can use on a day-to-day basis just because there's no mattes in here for me to work with other than this contour shade right here. But this is, again, one of the reasons why I love doing these videos because it reminds me of what I do have in my collection. So these eyeshadows are really pigmented. They're absolutely gorgeous. And I know this highlight shade right here is actually really, really pretty. It's not too shimmery. It has like the perfectly fine milled texture to it. And then this blush I actually have dipped into quite a bit during the summertime. But this is so beautiful. Like, it's that perfect peach blush that if you have a nice tan to your skin is going to look absolutely beautiful. Actually, I think this bright coral peach blush is beautiful on all skin tones. Like, just add a little touch of it if you are really fair, or obviously more if you are dark skin tones. So I just think it looks so beautiful on a lot of different colored skin. It's one of my favorite shades of blush, like a really bright coral. And then this contour shade, I don't feel like I've ever used this to actually contour my face, but looking at it, it doesn't look too like ashy, so I might give it a shot. So this one is definitely going to be a keeper. And then next up, we have the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette, which I just love the packaging on this palette. I think it's so beautiful, super chic. And then on the inside, of course, I'll try not to blind y'all because it does have a mirror. But this is one of my favorite old school palettes. Like, I don't think I will ever get rid of this no matter how old it gets. But it is so beautiful. It has gorgeous matte shades in here. The one thing I will say is that it doesn't have a ton, like, this is matte, this one, and those are the only true matte shades. All of the others have a little bit of glitter or like a lot of glitter, but it's just so beautiful. Like, it has the perfect mauve shades, and this shade right here, Black Heart, is so beautiful all over the lid if you were going for a bomb smoky eye. And so pretty. So I'll be keeping this one as well. And then one of the palettes right here, by BH Cosmetics, it's Enhancing Eyes, and this one I believe is for green eyes. Yes, I don't have green eyes, but I do have some flecks of green in my eyes. But looking at this palette, it's really pretty. I haven't played a ton with this one. I actually have the one for brown eyes right here, and as y'all can see, it has like a lot more purples in it, but this one right here is really pretty. I do remember playing with the brown eyed one like once or twice, and the eyeshadows just weren't very impressive to me. They weren't as pigmented as I wanted them to be. I am at this point pretty picky whenever it comes to my eyeshadows just because there's so many amazing brands and products out there for the eyes that I really don't want to pay for something that doesn't give me the kind of quality that I'm looking for. But unfortunately, like, I bought this way early in the game for me whenever I started my channel. I remember Casey Holmes did a tutorial using, I think it was both of these palettes actually, and they looked beautiful on her. Maybe I just gotta like not as great of a quality one or something. I don't know, but they're just not as pigmented, but they are beautiful. So if you don't like your shimmer eyeshadows to be like crazy pigmented, let me know in the comments down below and I will do a giveaway for these eyeshadow palettes. So just let me know. And then again, this is what this one I did use like once or twice. So like a couple of these are used, but most of the eyeshadows I haven't even touched. But let me know if y'all want this in a giveaway and I will definitely do that for y'all. But both of those are going to be leaving my collection. The outside packaging is actually really pretty and they're pretty hefty too, which for what I paid for them, I'm pretty happy with the packaging. It's very heavy and I like the reflective peacock feathers. I think they're super cute. Okay, moving on to a Tarte palette. This one is the Graveyard Girl Swamp Queen palette. Y'all, I love this palette so much. I'm really trying not to blind y'all too much, but it's like hard to show you what it looks like. Okay, there we go. But basically, like, it smells amazing. Like, I don't even know exactly what it smells like, but it's so beautiful to the, like, scent. This blush is so gorgeous. Like, it's not picking up too great on camera, but in person, it is a beautiful mauve with tiny little flecks of gold in it. So it gives you that really beautiful sheen. This highlight, oh my God, you guys, this highlight, I know that this palette was limited edition, but I just have to like brag on this palette because it was done so well, I believe. But this highlight right here, it's like, if you are going for a girls' night out or if you are going out with your date or whatever and you literally want to beam to the heavens, like if you want your highlight to be a showstopper, this highlight right here is gorgeous. It does have like bigger chunks of glitter in it. Not glitter, but it's like, you know what I'm talking about, like the highlight stuff. It is like a bigger grain, so that is something to kind of, I don't know, keep in mind. But I love this palette so much, so I'm definitely going to be keeping this, and I need to use it more because it just has such beautiful colors in it, and I love the packaging. Like, it's just so Tarte, you know what I'm saying? Like, super classy and chic. I love it. I love it so much. All right, so this palette is by BH Cosmetics, and it is the Pride and Prejudice Zombies Eye and Cheek palette. And I actually have not used this palette once. And I don't know why, because it's so beautiful, y'all. Like, it is so beautiful. This shade right here is super, super pigmented. This blush is like right up my alley. Like, that is such a beautiful blush for every single day wear. And then these two shades right here for highlighting the brow bone, like, and this highlight looks beautiful too. Why don't I use this? Honestly, I don't know. Probably just because I have a shit ton of makeup and I need to like start using my stuff more. And like get out of my comfort zone. But this is really beautiful. I loved this as soon as I saw it. Like, it just spoke to me because for me it has like neutral colors, warm tones, and then like, you know, this pop of silver gray and then this pop of purple I just really loved. I haven't swatched this blush, but again, it is like one of those blushes that to me is going to be perfect for the summertime because it has that beautiful peach undertone to it, and then it has a little bit of like a bright neon terracotta. So I love it. I need to use this. So actually, you know what? I'm going to use this in a tutorial like soon because I love this palette. It's so pretty. Why don't I use it? It's so silly. All right, moving on to another. I have the Tarteist Pro palette right here. Which if y'all can see, I know it's like so blinding what is going on, but I used this in one of my most recent videos where I did a more dramatic look. But this palette will always be one of my forever favorites from Tarte. I will say, and I was talking to one of my subscribers here on YouTube, Crystal, I don't necessarily love Tarte eyeshadows a ton. Like, it's really a hit or miss for me. It's one of those things to where if I swatch it and it looks beautiful on the hand, then I know that it'll be good. But a lot of the times their eyeshadows are just super chalky. They don't blend very well and they blend away. But this palette is beautiful. Like, I love this palette so much. These shadows right here, kind of like the metallic shadows, are gorgeous. Like, I cannot stress enough how beautiful these eyeshadows are right here. And then I also love all of the mattes over here because there are so many different looks that I create using this palette. It's beautiful. I love it so much. So I hope that this is picking up okay because it's giving me a lot of reflection right now, but I apologize for that. It's beautiful. So I'm going to keep this one for sure. And then this is an oldie but a goodie. So this is the Tarte, what is it even called? Golden Days and Sultry Nights palette. So if y'all have been around the Tarte game for a long time, you might remember this palette, but the packaging, of course, is beautiful. It was one of their summer editions. But for me, I didn't really use it a lot. Like, I used the turquoise a couple of times, and I did use the gold quite a bit. These three right here are eyeshadows, and then this is to go underneath your eyes to set your concealer, and then this is a contour shade right here, which for me, this contour shade is just super gray, very ashy. Like, I feel like you need to have a very specific skin tone to have this contour shade look good on you. But I feel like you could also use it for an eyeshadow, which I have done before. So this one, I don't know, I'm kind of on the ropes about it because I could definitely see myself using this blue again. But it's not my favorite palette in the world. You know what I'm saying? I could definitely part with this. So how about this? If you guys see this palette and you really want it in a giveaway, let me know and I will do a giveaway for you. But if you don't care, then I'll just keep it because it is beautiful. It's very pretty, and I'll show you. It's really, really pigmented. That's, you know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. I just don't use it, and I'm not super drawn to it. So just let me know what y'all think down below in the comments, and if you're dying over it, then I will definitely do a giveaway for you. All right, moving on to another palette. I have the ColourPop Golden State of Mind eyeshadow palette, and this I got from my uncle for Christmas. He did such an amazing job with this. I love this palette. I've only used it I think 3 times, but every single time I do, I fall in love with it. They're super pigmented, very easy to work with. They do have some fallout, not a ton, which is nice. But I love this palette so much, and it's definitely one of my favorite shimmer palettes in my collection. It's just really beautiful, and I feel like it has a great variety of colors as well. I want to play with this iridescent white shade so badly. It has tiny little flecks of purple and pink in there. It just looks so beautiful. It has warm tones, cool tones, neutral tones. This is an amazing palette, so I'm definitely keeping that one. Fits into my collection really well, and the packaging is super cute too. I think it's just really nice and flirty and summery. And then Baked and Beautiful by BH Cosmetics. So this palette, I like it. I like this palette. I will say that I probably am a little bit torn on whether or not I want to keep it, just because I don't reach for it a ton, and I think that's because the eyeshadow palettes like this one, for example, that I have are just better quality. They don't have necessarily a ton of fallout, but I do find myself having to use a lot of Pixie Glow Mist or something like that to really get the pigment that I want. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If you are really interested in a giveaway, I might part with this. So just let me know what you guys think, because it's just, I don't know. Like, I'm just not super drawn to it, and I don't know why. It's not something that I reach for a lot in my collection. Whenever I have other eyeshadow palettes that I have like these metallic kind of shades in there. So let me know what you guys think. It is a really beautiful palette though, so keep me posted on that. And then these ColourPop single eyeshadows, this is what this palette is. I'm not sure if they're still doing it. Honestly, I'm so bad at keeping up with the makeup game, like what every single company is doing. Like, I just don't have the time to keep up, which kind of stinks. But I do remember when, obviously, I bought this, like these 4 eyeshadows, they were giving away like this sort of magnetic palette, which I don't mind. I feel like sometimes it is a little bit clunky, and if I buy more single eyeshadows from ColourPop, I'm just going to put them in a Z palette. But these are beautiful. If y'all have not worked with ColourPop single eyeshadows, just the press kind, I highly recommend them. They're at a great price point, super, super pigmented. Like, you are not going to be hitting pan on these very soon unless you use them like every single day. But there's not even like a ton of kickback. Like this purple one right here, what you would think would have kickback, doesn't. So that's really, really nice. So I'll definitely be keeping this one. Alrighty, and then the last palette I have is the Tartelette palette. And this one has some really beautiful shades in here. If y'all can see, there we go. Okay. Sorry, I'm like not good at this. I don't know what I'm doing. But anyways, this has some really beautiful shades in this palette. I will say I am not a fan of these 3 right here. They're just not great eyeshadows. Like, this is what I was talking about whenever I was talking about like Tarte eyeshadows. Like, some of them, like these 3 right here, blend away so easily. It's like really hard to, I don't know, get like a good pigment from them. Like, it'll go on well if you only use one, but as soon as you start layering your eyeshadows, they just really blend away. The other eyeshadows in the palette though do blend really well, but these 3 right here, this is Natural Beauty, Best Friend, and Bombshell, are just not a favorite of mine. So I'll keep this palette just because I do like the other shades in here, and they're shades that aren't super similar to what I already have in my collection. Like this one right here is a really weird looking brown, but I don't have any other brown in my collection that looks like that. Same thing with this one. It's like a great brown transition shade, but it's not like any other brown that I have in my collection. So for me, it's like really nice to have as like a makeup artist or whatever you want to call me, just to have like different types or different colors of eyeshadows. But yeah, so like if you were considering like one of these kinds of palettes from Tarte, I would definitely recommend going in store and swatching them and not buying them online, just because I have heard that they, like this entire collection, except for one of them, I think it had like kind of reddish shades, I want to say. I can't remember exactly, but most of these were kind of like a little off. So I would definitely recommend going in store to try them out. But that is going to complete this declutter video. Again, anything that you saw that I mentioned that I might be giving away or am giving away, please just let me know down below in the comments. Otherwise, I will be giving everything to my little sister. So yeah, just keep me posted on that. I hope that you guys had a really great time hanging out with me, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit the little bell. I have noticed that for some reason, like I'll like randomly lose subscribers, and I don't know if that's because people find me annoying or if it's because of the glitch that's going around YouTube right now, which is happening. Like people will just randomly be unsubscribed from channels, so just keep a lookout for that if you do want to be subscribed to my channel. I mean, I think I'm kind of pretty cool. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!